Hobby Now. It is April 10th, 2024. I'm ZiggyNo. I'm your host for Hobby Now. Comments, thoughts, ideas from ZiggyNo over the last week in the hobby. Tonight's topics, we're going to talk a little bit about NCAA and Caitlin Clark. Chantilly show update, my feedback. Also some comments from some of the other comment creators I thought was pretty interesting. We'll chime in on that. StarStock update. This actually came to my attention. I got an email, but the sports card radio guys did a really good job calling this shit out, and I'm gonna add into it, pile on StarStock. New media channel. That didn't really bother me, honestly. I could care less. WatchDog, though. They called themselves Watchdogs. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna give you an update on my Wemby story. That's if you're not following me, I pulled the jersey number 0110. That's 1 of 10 gold Wemby Monopoly Prism factory defect PSA 6. I'll give you the update on that. And I'll tie in a little Mr. Minty story for you. We'll talk some Kurt's card care too, just to get you pissed off. So hang in for that. If you haven't already, do that crap, like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, give some feedback. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the engagement. Even if it's just like, hey, cheers, or you suck, Ziggy. I don't care. I appreciate it. Let's start with NCAA tournament, and Caitlin Clark came in second. Great run. I'm gonna get straight to the point. What's next? I mean, really, what's next? Like, I know she gets drafted in a few days, which is really fast. I think it's really amazing how they treat the women's. I think, oh, you finish, you get drafted. They might like start games on in June, right? I don't know. It's crazy how fast the women's sports moves. I just personally have always watched that from afar. I never got into college stuff. And my only thoughts of this is I have to assume that there's going to be a big dip in this. I personally look forward to, in a year from now, showing you guys how all these cards have gone down in value. I could be completely wrong. I will show you. I suspect, see, here's the thing. Her autos you would think would hold value, but Panini just signed her. So Panini's going to just litter the NWA and they'll probably make flawless. They're probably making WNBA flawless next year. Write that down. Somebody write that down. On April 20th, 2024, ZiggyNo calls it Panini is going to make flawless WNBA next year, immaculate NBA next WNBA. They're going to do as many high-end female products as they can. They're going to get all those. That's what they're focusing on because they don't have the NBA next year. And will we fall for that? I don't know. Maybe we will. But my point is, with all that new stuff coming out when she's going to be licensed, isn't that going to take the value from all this college garbage that's out there? And I don't mean that the wrong way. I'm not trying to upset people who look collect the PC, but from values perspective, I got to assume that those cards are going to start to tank. What do you think? And how does this affect the rest of the college market? Like, how does this affect Page, Bucher, I think it is, and Angel Reese and all these players. I mean, their next step is the WNBA, and I'll be honest, no one's paying attention to that. Now, it would be interested to see them. That's what I'm saying. You got a loaded class with a lot of people paying attention to it this spring, putting that into and Panini, if you do it fast, man, make Immaculate come out like in August. NBA Immaculate, WNBA Immaculate football basketball. I'm just telling you guys, keep an eye out for that because I think it's interesting. There's so much money in Caitlin, and traditionally these women cards just drop after that. Now, will they not? I don't know. My mind tells me stay away. It's going to drop, but my heart is saying things can be different. So, love your comments, your thoughts, your feedback. You remember I told you, flawless WNBA women's basketball next year, flawless. You'll see it. Panini's probably paying attention right now. So, last weekend was a Chantilly sports card show. I did go. I'm gonna give you my feedback, but I really enjoyed listening to feedback from Neo and Steve, who both basically said the show was a bust. I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed to hear that. I'm kind of curious as to why that is. Is the East Coast a little more rigid? Are the dealers less likely to buy? I heard about the what is it called? The repackers coming out. I didn't see them. I'll tell you my story. I went there on Friday. I went to shop around my Wemby to see people would give me offers and also get their opinion. What do you think it's worth? What would you do with it? I didn't go up to them and show them the card and not disclose the damage and the grade. Okay, I did that. I told people what it was and it has been graded. So Most of the feedback, in fact, to be honest, nobody gave me an offer because they're all like, well, if I was you, I'd just return it to Panini. That was like when I give them the options, I'm like, so what do I do? Sell this graded? Do I sell it raw? Do I try to bring it back to Panini? Do I just keep it? Everybody's like, well, I'd keep it PC or I'd sell it, bring it back to Panini. So um what I ended up doing, oh, I'm jumping out of order here. What I ended up doing is I spoke to Mr. Minty. And this is brutally honest. He was set up there, and I went up to him. I said, "Look, quick question. Could you fix this? If is this something that if you were paid, could you fix this?" He took the little eye thing and looked at it. He goes, "Nope." Looked at it like for 30 seconds and simply said, "Nope." Not even 30 seconds, 3 seconds. Nope. It's a factory crease defect. And it's his comments, him explaining it, what the crease was and the defect. And he gave this great potato salad analogy. That's why I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to send it back to Panini because it's your best chance. He goes, they could do nothing and send the card back to you. He goes, or they could, send you a black box and the card back to you. Or they could, maybe they have an extra one hanging around, or you never know. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Um, so that's what I ended up doing. I ended up sending the card back yesterday, packaged it up, went on Panini's website, did the whole factory defect thing, and shipped that sucker back. Back to the Chantilly show though. One thing I noticed was that Chantilly did not have a trade night this time. I really think that hurts the show. I really, really do. It's the first big show, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Neo and Flipping Steve and all you other guys who have these big shows. Is this not the first big show post-COVID that you've seen that did not promote a trade night, did not have a trade night? I think Neo said there was one kind of flung together at the hotel next door, but there was no sponsor. There was no, hey, meet me at trade night. There was no, this event is going to be at 7 to 10. There was no meet me blowout. And that kind of disappoints me. I know Blowout's the local store that could have hosted it. They have the space to do it. I heard they did not. They declined. Might just be that it's too crowded of a neighborhood. That's a small parking lot where they are. I don't know, but I just thought that was an interesting point that there was no trade night at Chantilly, and the reviews from Chantilly were rather negative. You know, I said this before in another video a few weeks ago. I think as the hobby moves forward, I think you could see a trade night only event. I mean, you see that at some people do it at the hobby shops, which works. I wonder if you could ever do a promotion, get a location, do a trade day. I don't know, it'd be hard to do. You need an indoor facility. Somebody needs to pay that money or have a lease or something like that. So that's part of the challenge of the trade nights. Um, I personally, again, it was what it was. I did not sell anything. I did not buy anything at Chantilly. I will also make another comment. I love the channel Trading Card Values. He does values of cards based on what they're selling on the auctions and eBays. And I would say that it is so much harder, in my opinion, to get a good deal at the show, from my perspective, versus what you can do online or in other areas, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it might be. The trading card value guy, the reason I mentioned him, he gave me kind of some ideas of what the values I should be paying for raw cards. I couldn't get anybody to even consider those prices at the show. Um, but it made me think to myself, when I deal with people like on Facebook, I'll see a couple cards posted, I'll send them a message, hey, how much for this card? How much should I send friends and family? Do you have vouchers? I can find ways to save money, make deals. Can you throw another card in and get really good value? I mean, everybody does discounted deals, in my opinion, when you're negotiating on Facebook. So I haven't even seen a need for the trading apps either. Like I said, I've been able to leverage Facebook and relationships to do trades. Somebody, he can vouch for you, I can vouch for you. Also, my transactions have been low, maybe $100 transaction. I will say I still have in the back of my head, I had the scammer a few weeks ago who scammed $700, which I did get back because I had protected with my goods and services to PayPal. But anyway, my point is, I don't know if trade shows without a trade night are as good as they could be. And trade shows in general, maybe they're getting a little too rigid. Maybe the trade shows know they just set up for the repackers, and everybody else will just pay whatever they pay, come in. Anyway, that's my quick update and thoughts on the Chantilly show. There is another one coming up in June. I do look to go to it. I probably will only go, well, we'll see. June's got a lot of things with the kids going on too, so we'll see what the dates are. I normally always go to Chantilly at least for a day to check things out, and I did miss several friends there. I did not see anybody that I knew. That's not true. I saw some celebrities, some hobby celebrities. I saw Card Collector 2. I saw Santiago. I did not see Chris Sewell there. He texted me, so we must have missed each other. I did not see Neo or Flipping Steve there either. Okay, so next, let's talk about Sports Card Radio did a thing on StarStock and how StarStock is stealing a million cards from people. It's a really interesting argument, and I cannot disagree with what they say. It really bothers me. Let me go back and tell you this. So what's going on? If you sent cards to StarStock, right now you're getting charged 1 cent per month, some fee, which I want to say ComC does already. So it's not that StarStock's doing something brand new. StarStock's just following the industry. I just want to say that. ComC had a fee, StarStock introduced the fee. The challenge is people use ComC. No one the hell is using StarStock. Cards just don't sell on there. I've been trying to sell cards. Back in the day, it was free to send cards to ComC. I sent thousands of cards to ComC, thousands. Now, I'll also say this too. There's no cards on ComC that I'm going to cry a river over that I don't get back. What's there is there. I'm not unhappy about it. I could really care less about them. What does get my goat, what pisses me off, is I don't want them to go to someone else for profit or end up in a repack product. That would irk me. And I have been saying since day one, I said this too. I forget the guy's name. I think it was Mike at StarStock. Dude, you need to have a donate button because it's going to come a time when people have so many cards on the site, they just can't manage inventory. It's not selling. They don't want it anymore. They want to get rid of it. And they don't want to hit a trash button because trash button means someone else gets it and someone else make money off it. And then you have that regret. But if you give me a donate button, boom, I'll donate all day long. I don't think they have a donate button. I'm gonna go log into my StarStock today and figure what the hell I'm doing to get my shit out of that account. I'll also say this too. I agree with Sports Card Radio. They have no one's come out who was a sponsor of these guys who made money off them. And I said, here's the deal. Here's what should be going on. In fact, the last person who talked about them, who had them on the show, was Dakota at Sports Card Anonymous, and he doesn't even do content very much anymore. I have reached out to the StarStock guys. I'll say this too. I was a fan of them. I did promote them. But what I never did, I'm gonna tell you right now, I never accepted money from them. I didn't even use their referral code, dude. I would tell people, go use somebody else's because I did not. I've always said this. I don't want you to look back and go, damn, Ziggy, I did it because of you. Now, I understand I was using it, and I did say I enjoy it, and I did influence people to use StarStock. I take that. I will step fucking, I admit that shit. But I'm pissed. I'm pissed right now. And I'll tell you right now, Arena Club is StarStock 2.0, guys. Arena Club is StarStock 2.0. Tell me it's not. I just can't believe it. It is. In fact, StarStock will be doing repacks soon. Repacks with our fucking cards. Pardon my language. When did it ever stop me before? So upset about the StarStock thing. I really am. That irks me. I have to figure out what the hell's going on. If you guys have any stuff in there, I'd say get it out of there. Donate button would be great. Let's wrap this show up. Let's go into two last topics. Talk a little bit about what I'm doing. Let's talk about the new media channel that was launched this week, the Darren Rovell. I listened to him on April 8th. I could care less. I've listened to so many other channels complain about it. Who are they? The first media channel? Why are they calling themselves first media? I agree. There's been plenty of media in sports card radio and sports card content forever. There was Sports Cards Daily. There was a Hobby Daily, Hobby News Daily. There's Sports Tech Collectors Digest. And there's so many damn sources of hobby news. The challenge is credible news. Credible news has been a challenge. And a lot of times it became valid or credible when it was validated by someone like Robel and his institution. So I appreciate them now being more active in the community and hey, they're a news media. That's great. I wonder if I'd want to reach out to them, introduce myself. Would they even give a shit who I am? Probably not. I wonder if others have. But here's where I'm getting my point. WatchDog. They called themselves a watchdog, a hobby watchdog. Look, I call myself a hobby watchdog, but I am not your goddamn friend. Okay. What I mean by that is I bite. I'm angry. I'm snapping. I'm watching. I have no affiliations or sponsorships or monetary incentive from other companies. I get pissed at everything. Okay. Rovell, I heard you on Jeff's show a week ago telling us that cleaning cards is okay. Buff it up, baby. Rub out the scratch, work out the divot, soak the card. It's all good. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it isn't because I understand. But I will tell you that the hobby will have a hard time accepting the fact that you call yourself a hobby watchdog and you are influencing a major, major, major change in the hobby. You want card cleaning to be okay. You want card restoration to be okay. You want card alteration to be accepted. And you want to call yourself a watchdog, dude? Watch out. See, I already said that I've heard people start justifying because they hear influential people like Jeff, like Rovell, talk about it. And they go, oh, well, Jeff said this and Rovell said that. It's like art or it's like this or, comic books. I'm just telling you guys, for you hard, Firm, don't alter guys, traditionalists. I think you're screwed. I honestly think the progressive movement's here in cards, and I think within a year or two they'll be wax shining, buffing, and card values will be all about the 10. But I could be wrong. Why is it all about the 10? Well, I told you a little bit about my Wemby story earlier, and I can't express to you how fucking frustrating that card is. Like I didn't expect. I mean, I wanted to get a 10, right? My Monopoly Gold Wave to 10. I'm going to this place in this story, by the way. Uh, I wanted to be a 10, but I expected a 9. When I saw a 6, my stomach would just dropped. And I think because of my mind, I wanted to either sell or have a card of great value. With a 6, you have a card of unknown value, uncertainty, fog, disorder, chaos, right? And I say to myself, why is that? Why is grading like this, right? Like, I think there's not enough communication in the hobby. For example, I said this to Jeff Wilson. I saw him at Chantilly. He's the only, I guess, celebrity I spoke to. And I said, look, Jeff, and we talked about the card. I said, I just think as I'm a knowledgeable collector, but if I was a kid, I should be able to come into my local hobby shop and show you, hey man, I pulled this great card. And you as a hobby store should be, oh, that's terrible. That's a factory defect. Let's submit a factory ticket for you. And then you and the card store would do that because you would know Panini, you know the customer, and go, hey, one of my customers had a really bad situation with one of your products. Let's make him right. Let me give you an example of this. I'm going to go ahead and think about food products. Okay. If I'm a grocery store and I'm selling a major manufacturer's product and you come in and have a bad situation with it, I'm going to replace it because I can fix the factory defect. But let's say it's something special. I don't know. Just walk with me here. Don't you think it would be easier if once I sold you the product? Wouldn't it make sense that, oh, you just call the manufacturer now, you're on your own. I know that's a food item. You bought a pig for me, steak. I don't care. Steak went bad. Call the steak place that they butcher the steaks up here on 95 and 82. Come on, you can't do that. You need that is the purpose of the middleman. One of the reasons that a local card store is there is to be that communication between manufacturer and consumer. And they do a shit job of that. And I said that to Jeff. I said, Jeff, there's no one there helping. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, we don't have a relationship with them either. And I thought to myself, I know you don't. And here's what's even worse. The relationship's only gonna get worse. Panini's not out there building relationships right now, right? And local hobby stores, here's another point. Local hobby stores aren't building relationships with Panini either. They don't give a crap. Panini. If they're not getting Panini's product, they don't care. They're not going to get on the list. They're not going to, well, I'll get it next year. No, they know the time is up. And that's why, God, part of the frustration going on this hobby is this licensing crap. Panini and Topps fighting each other by using the hobby as a weapon just fuck shit up. And I'll be honest, where do I go with this? Kurt's Card Care. So I watched Kurt's Card Care show Wednesday night, and I'll be honest, the dude is so compelling. He's such a friendly guy. I love the way he does everything. The way he washes the card, how he scrubs it off, he works at the wrinkles, he talks to you, he explains the little rubbing out. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, God. And this guy makes his full-time living on this. Last week he was on vacation in Las Vegas and Florida with his family. Think about that. This guy makes enough money selling cards juice that he can take his family on a 2-week vacation in Las Vegas and Florida. I need to get my side hustle on. It's not making Kurt's card shoes. What I did love, though, and this is where I'm coming back to the story, and you look for future videos on this. As Kurt's doing this, you did see he never had any screw ups, right? I was looking for where's the card that the paper peeled back on? Where's the card that the goo screwed up? Give me some information here. That shit's a $21 an ounce for the Kurt's juice. Can you strain the juice and reuse it? Can you distill some? Anyway, um, Sports Card Radio was on, and they started to attack the fact that he never has any screw ups. And I thought this was funny because I've been talking about this for a while. I'm like, there's such an opportunity here to do a skit on Kurt's Card Care gone wrong, right? I want to do one on Breakers gone wrong. I've been trying to do that. I have a lot of good ideas, but I never put through. So I think I'm going to put together my next video, which should be dropping in a day or so, is going to be Kurt's Card Care gone wrong. Check it out. Hope this video made sense. Hope this conversation made sense. Again, we hit on the WatchDog bullshit. We hit on update you on my Wemby story. The Wemby card was cracked. The card is at Panini. We'll find out what Panini does with it. NCAA basketball, look for flawless next year. Chantilly show, trading card values, great channel, check it out. StarStock update, I'm upset. Get your shit out of there right now. They should have a donate button. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.